see if this works. I bet you it'll work just fine on here. Because, you know, why wouldn't it? So, I got 2 streams going. All right, so I'm gonna end this one and I'm gonna go on to the other one because it'll actually work. So that's my plan right now. Sorry guys, I know this is stupid. I'm trying. All right. So that's really annoying. I'm gonna just set up the mount here so I can use my hands. All right. Are we good now? You guys can hear me. I'm sure it all works just fine because I'm on a fucking cell phone. It won't work on my MacBook for some reason. It's so weird. There is a plan. Yeah, the plan is to just fuck around and find out. I should have just done a StreamYard, but I thought it was StreamYard that was the problem. I didn't think it was actually something to do with my internet. But like I've been streaming for years and I've never had a problem. And I've had way worse internet than I do now. Like I have 2 gig internet right now. Obviously on Wi-Fi or whatever, I guess I'm picking up 300 up and down. But that should still be plenty because there's people who have way worse internet that can stream just fine. So, I don't know. Very strange. I don't know if I should risk it by plugging in the mic or just leave it alone. If you guys say it sounds good, I'll just go low tech. I need to do some tests and figure this out. So I'll do that. Probably never, but that's what I should do. Don't touch nothing. Yeah. Try to get this light out of there. You guys don't have to look at that. There we go. It says vertical. This should be interesting. Why? Because you get different people. You get like reels people. That's all right. I really wanted to do a live tonight because of we did the drop today for the saloons. And I just want to thank everybody for the support. We really appreciate it. I love this knife. I just destroyed like 30 boxes with this thing for trash day tomorrow. It's such a great like size. It's kind of like a nice mid-size between like a Binge and a Mash, if that makes sense. It's almost like a mini Mash sort of, but not really. I don't know, that was a shitty explanation, but and the blade shape is fun because it's not just a sheep's foot or a warnie. Like you guys know, I love a sheep's foot or a warnie, so we do a lot of those. You know, this is basically a spear foot. That's what I call them, spear foot. Colin did that on the Kubi Royal, and I really loved it. That's actually the knife that, you know, brought us together, so kind of fitting. I'll be just perfect if you scream World Star every so often, since you're in portrait. What does that mean? World Star. I don't think I could change it to vertical or horizontal, can I? I can flip the camera, but I think all that's going to do is, you know, flip to the back camera. There's a little camera button. It's probably going to shut off the stream or something, so let's find out. Yep. Yeah, so I'm stupid. Today at like dinner, I was like, oh shit, I gotta set up a stream. And I wanted to use YouTube to check if it was my internet or clearly it's not my internet, right? Because I'm on Wi-Fi right now. It has something to do with the connection with my laptops. But this is now two MacBooks because I bought one. So it's happening on both. It's got to be something with Google Chrome. Yeah, maybe it has something to do with the plugin. Because every time I switch to like my phone camera, it works just fine. And I get off of the MacBook. So I don't know. It was where all the portrait ghetto fights were on a few years back. My YouTube yeah. Sorry, dude. Bionic. That's because I created this stream, and then I realized when I got onto YouTube to start the live stream, it was like waiting for mobile stream to start. And so I realized I set up a vertical. And then I went and created a new one that like a normal stream. And then that didn't work. So I came back here. Kind of worked out, I guess, But yeah. Did anybody pick up a Saloon? I got my Wakanda Forever with the purple kit on it. If you picked up a Saloon and you wanted a hardware kit, if you wanted a purple hardware kit and they were sold out, we do have some hardware kits that have just the collars and the clip, no backspacer. But if you got like a Wakanda Forever, clip and collars would be just good. You don't have to have the backspacer. That could be DLC. It would still look good. Just in case anybody missed out on those, you can hit me up and we'll get you situated. We'll sell those for $20. But we somehow got some with no backspacers. Turns out we have like 20 or so of them. So just let us know. And I think I'm pretty sure, I haven't tested it, but the collars should fit like a tall boy. They'll fit probably a bunch of our knives, the collars. The clip will also fit a tall boy. It'll fit a Growler XL. So if you need a kit for any of those, or if you need a clip, just letting you know, this knife does have cross compatibility with the clip, with the tall boy, and the collars, I'm pretty sure. Just saying. Let's see. You guys are all just fucking handshaking and stuff. Let's see, what else? What did people ask? I bought 2 Saloons. Hell yeah, Nick. Thanks, dude. Did you come into some money or something, man? You were always my budget guy. Now you picked up 2 Saloons. That's big balling, dude. Awesome. We appreciate it. Sanders Garcia picked up the TPK Saloon and hardware from Divo. Hell yeah. Already shipped. TPK, best shipping in the game. Yep. TPK is pretty good. They got us beat on that. We try to be fast, but damn, they get them packed, labeled, and out the door to the post office usually on the same day. We try to get them packed and labeled the same day and then drop them off the next day. But we also try to do our drops on Thursday in case one of us, because it's always one of us, Colin or myself, that's doing the shipping for the direct sales. And we'll do it on a Thursday, so that way, if for whatever reason, we have a shit ton of orders and we can't, like one guy can't pack all those orders in one day. It usually gives us a little bit of leeway because, you know, the next day is Friday and then it's the weekend. So it's my little sneaky way of getting a couple extra days of shipping time, doing it on a Thursday. Sucks being sick. I've been sniffling down so many loogies. Ugh, damn, Dirty Dan. Yeah, same with me. Same with me. But I just got over it. But it is the worst, dude, when you're just, ugh. It sucks. Those are usually the ones I gravitate towards. Where's my other phone? Here, I'll grab this. I kind of switched, so now I'm using the other phone. Sorry, I'm talking to you to see if I can snag one of those the sexy beast knife from Brian, his design. Okay, cool. Looks like they're gonna send me one. Have any of you guys picked up one of those? The sexy, I think it's called. This is a great name. Let me see if I can find it. You guys can use my code on it. Lefty, I think it is. Get you 10%. I'll show you the knife. What the fuck? Safari can't open this because of the server? What? Oh, wait. It's toyouknifeus.com, right? He said they were selling really well. That's awesome. Always glad to hear that. Here it is. The Sexy by BEEDC. Let's see if I can show you. There's it's like a crazy Wharncliffe blade. Lefty's righty, 33 months. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday, dude. I guess happy birthday for you. 33 months? I don't know. Been brutal these last few days. Sexy, Saloon, and the Xeno. What's the Xeno? Is that the Koenig one? I gotta tell you guys, this I love you, Brian, but this booger green Twill carbon fiber, what the fuck is that? I'm calling it booger green. The silver Twill is cool. And then the 80s and the watermelon sugar. Don't buy them all because I said I'd take a watermelon sugar one, but you guys should pick one of these up if you haven't yet. Use that code Lefty and save 10%, or whoever's code. I don't give a shit. I just want to support the dude. It's his first design. It's definitely unique, but I actually think it's cool. Like it's wild, but it's like tame enough that I could get into it. The only thing I worry about is the size. It's probably a big ass knife. Yeah, 3.5-inch blade. You know, it's gonna be too big, like, for my standard that I would carry around, but I'm sure it's going to be a sick knife. So hopefully they can send me that, and then I'll pass it around too. S90V 61 HRC plus or minus 1, 3.5-inch, 3.7 ounce. That's pretty good. That's really good actually. And just the fact that it's called the Sexy, it's so funny. It's spelled like SEAX, like a Sax knife. So it's really the Saxy. I love it. What's with this birthday shit? What's with the birthday shit? It looks like snot green, yeah. But that blade shape isn't my jam. I may buy a third Saloon with the fact that Blade Binge didn't sell. Yeah, I talked to them. I talked to them like a couple hours in, and they said they sold like half of them. So they still have a good number. They did have more than anybody else. They ordered 150. So, you know, that's one of the reasons. I have one right here. This thing's sick, dude. The dark mode with the DLC. So this is DLC blade. And then PVD Blackwash on everything else. It's really nicely done. Action is sick. Dialed in on this one too. Dead nuts. Good people over there too. Fred the Lug, what up, dude? You have you've been in my conversations today a couple times now. That's funny. Thanks for coming by, dude. He stole that name from me, said Jim. What? Is your name Big Sexy? Is that the plan? Is Brian here? Is that the plan to call it Big Sexy if they make a large one later? You know? What's your favorite Chavez? What's up, Life Survival? What's going on, man? I do apologize in advance if I miss any of these super chats, or I don't think they're super chats. They're like the channel member things. I'm used to having it like tell me, so it's a little different. Chat filter, community moderation. No, I don't want to moderate some shiz. So wait, I can sort by, okay, I can sort by that. That helps. So nobody listens to Eric. Shout out to him. Drink Water, 33 months. Jesse Adams, 35 months, almost 3 years, yep. Cicero, Life Survival, 3 months, and Paul Mills. I was going to say happy birthday. What the fuck? Maybe I missed something. All right, my favorite Chavez. So that's an easy one. The answer is 229 Redención, dude. That's the only answer to that question, is a Redención with the compound grind. And I got to go Tanto, dude. Tanto Tanto. You can't be doing a Chavez in a drop point. I mean, that's just silly. You could turn it into a drop point right after. All you got to do is sharpen it. But you got to buy the Tanto. Tanto. Gears Grinded EDC says, what's my name, Skip? Your name is Mike, sir. Fred, you are like a mafia boss in the knife community. Everyone knows you, talks about you, and respects you. Yeah, he goes to lunch with everybody. Am I in trouble again? Urkel, did I do that? No. Somebody was trying to add you to our group on Instagram, the pass around group. So we were talking about you, and everybody was like, yeah, he's a shithead. Yeah, he's a shithead. Then I chimed in and said, come on, guys. Stop talking shit. Stop talking shit on Fred. He's a good dude. So that's what happened. And then I forget what happened. You came up again. Somebody had lunch with you today. They like sent me a picture. Maybe it was in the chat. Sent a picture of you at lunch with them. And apparently you had lunch with Colin the other day. You're just hanging out in Atlanta, I guess. He makes his rounds. That's like Fred's thing. He likes to hang out with knife people all over the place, wherever he goes. I love it. It's a good way to be. No, not with the kickstop. Get out of here, dude. Kickstop? They don't have one with the kickstop that just has studs. Oh, that's like blasphemy, Fred. He makes knives with the makers. Yeah. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm not used to touching the camera, you know? It doesn't shake if you just use it, but if you touch it, of course, it's terrible. Actually, I could probably just pull the chat up on my other phone. Let's see. Hate Nate, 15 months. I got that Urban Cutlery DLC Saloon. Happy B-Day. What the fuck? Jim Miller, 32 months. I had a knife named Sexy first. Did you really? So he stole that name. Nobody better be throwing shade at Fred. He's a good-ass dude. Don Fred. Don Fred. Lefty all day. Dude, what's up, Lefty all day? Yo, Lefty. Haven't heard anything on the mini buzz. Loving the proto. What the word is? The word is, it's a dealer exclusive with Urban Cutlery. Okay, so Jesse over there, we talked to him, and he wanted to run the mini buzz. He wants to have it made here in the States. So he is facilitating that, trying to find an OEM or whatever. And so give us a couple years, and eventually we'll probably have Kubi make it anyway. But we'll see. He's very gung-ho about it. So there we are. We've now used 3 or 4 OEMs in the US, and we have not been able to get a single like deliverable knife completed. It always falls apart somewhere along the way. The latest one was Chapman Lake. I really thought that one was gonna work out, but you know, they had a machine problem, and they got backed up. I don't know. It was weird. Ian says, what happened to your seltzer kick? Back on soda. I still drink seltzer. I drink these mineral waters every day instead of like regular water. I also drink iced tea. I don't know. I drink different shit. I drank the seltzers in place of beers. I wouldn't be drinking soda like, you know, 6 of them or more like 12 like I did beers. Blade Binge Saloon. Yeah, it's in stock. Go get one. We had a lot of them. So this was our biggest drop yet. Well, not the next one. I don't know. We'll see. But the small boy is also, that's going to be our largest drop by far. So we're trying to add more so you guys can get them, because we get a lot of complaints about people not being able to get stuff. So we're trying to make them more available. And yeah, that's the way it goes. Where's the Binge V2? I sent off the prototypes to Colin and Eric over at Blade Binge. So I don't have any right now. But it's essentially the same knife. It just has a flipper on it. A very micro inline flipper. It's sick. I love the V2, but Blade Binge wants to run the large first. And then maybe run the V2 in like 154 cm or something to have a different option. I tried to push for just doing the V2 because I personally think the V2 is perfect. Like that thing's ready to go. Could just order them, you know. On the large, we have to make some changes, so we're gonna get new prototypes. I think the handle's too fat. So what happened was we had the Binge, and then do I have one here? Oh yeah, I have one right here. So here's the Binge, and we we decided we wanted to do a V2, and then we also wanted to do a large. So the only real change we wanted to make was to add a little like flipper tab right here. And that's literally all we did. Like, you see this kind of cutout back here? Like right here. We just added a tab that comes up to like right here and has jimping on it, and you just quiching. It's really nice, works really well. Check out my video on it. I posted the other day. So we did that, and then we added like the pig snout lanyard hole back here. And I think maybe we updated the clip so it's the same pattern as the tall boy and the Saloon, so that they all have cross compatibility. And so then we got that dialed in, and then I asked Kubi, like, could you just, we want to do a large binge. And instead of like, you know, going and figuring out all the CAD shit, I just asked them, I was like, hey, could you just, you know, extend it so that it's a 3 1/4 inch blade, you know? And what they did was they basically increased the size of everything. So let's say this blade is 2.9 inches, right? So you need to add whatever, let's say 15% to get to 3 1/4. They increased every dimension 15%. So the handle ended up feeling a little bit like flat and wide, if that makes sense. Like it felt kind of like a turd to me a little bit. So we're going to get new prototypes made where it literally just takes this and stretches it out to 3.25 inch blade, and this handle will stretch out a little bit, but the dimensions will stay the same. It'll be just as thin, it'll be just as tall, so none of that will change. The blade will stay the same, it'll just get pulled out. So we're doing that, one prototype like that, and then I wanted to do another prototype where we kept, so the handle would be stretched out, but kept all the same. The blade would be stretched out, but the blade would be taller. So I kind of liked on the Binge L on the prototype, if you watch my video, I like the blade being a little bit taller, because obviously now you have a taller, slicier blade. And I figure if we make it a little bit taller, then you'll be able to just get your finger right here and flick it off the hollow grind like you can on a Trevor Burger knife. So we're going to test out both of those things on new prototypes. So that's where we're at with the Binge. First USA made Divo. Nice. Well, we'll see, dude. We've been trying for 3 years now. 4 years, maybe. And we do have a USA made Divo. It's a mug. We have a mug, baby. I need to pick up a Growler XL too. Well, hit me up if you need one, dude. I just got one back from Pass Around. It's the 80s camo carbon and the black DLC belt satin. And then I think I have one other one. Oh no, that other one is fucked up. Somebody sent that in for warranty and we just had to replace it. So here's the one I got back from Pass Around. This is the one I had for like my videos and stuff, and then I passed it around. I mean, it's obviously not brand new, but yeah, it looks good. Check the detent and shit. I remember it being good. Man, I love this knife. Yeah, it feels good. Solid. Yep. A little oil on it. But yeah, Nick, if you want this one, hit me up. I got you. I'll give you a discount, obviously. If not, that's cool too. You know, White Mountain, I think, just has the G10. That was the only one that didn't sell out. SPK wants to do OEM work eventually. I'm good. What's next on the Divo roadmap? Growler V3. Well, actually, the next thing to drop will be, I finally got the rest of the bit drivers. So I have 10 sets of mirror polished bit drivers. Let me know if you guys want to see them. I'll go grab one. And then I have 10 drivers by themselves. Dude, Brian just responded to me. He said, which one you going with? The green carbon one's my favorite. The snot green. Sorry. I just think that's funny. I got distracted, didn't I? All right, so the bit drivers, we just have a small, like, it's a total of 20, right? We have 10 sets and then 10 drivers by themselves. These got stuck in customs. We had to send them back because the first time they sent them to us, they didn't package them well enough, and the mirror polish got like scratched up a little bit. They just didn't look good, and I wasn't gonna sell those. So we shipped them back, and Get Good Screw redid them and packaged them better. And then they got stuck in customs for like 2 months, it seems like. So anyway, we have those. Then the next knife is going to be the Pony Stout V2. So the Pony Stout V2 is a White Mountain Knives collaboration. And, well, somebody just messaged me about the driver, so hopefully you're watching, dude. Yes, we got them. But, yeah, so Pony Stout V2, that's a Riot OEM, White Mountain Knives exclusive. Just like the Lush, it's we did 300 of them, and then we did 30 lefties. And we have, I think, 6 versions, 50 of each. I think it's exactly like the Lush. Actually, I want to make sure I asked them if we asked, I want to make sure we got them numbered. I got to write this down or something. Hold on. Check with Riot. Are the ponies numbered? Okay. All right. Yeah, so we have those, and then we have the Growler V3, and then we have the Small Boy. Those 3 are in production right now. The ponies are supposed to be done in early February, so I'm assuming those are going to be first because we're still waiting on Camo Carbon to ship the order for the for the Growler V3 and the Small Boy. Neither of those Camo Carbon orders have been fulfilled yet. We're always waiting on Camo Carbon, basically. But I love their shit, so like, you know, there's really no other game in town, if you ask me. Fat Carbon's nice, but I don't think it compares. Like, there's nothing, I don't know, really stands out to me compared to Camo Carbon. And there's ProTech composites, but you know, for that one and Fat Carbon, it's kind of like there's one or two things that are nice. But like with Camo Carbon, I love all their shit. Like we can do like 5 versions with their stuff on it. I don't know. But yeah, those are going. And then Vosteed is supposed to drop the Nip L or the Nipple. That's supposed to drop, they said, right after Chinese New Year. We'll see if that holds up. But that one should be cool. It's basically a large size nip. And then it has a top liner lock. No flipper tab. So it has just the hole. and the top liner lock. We had to get rid of the flipper because of the top liner lock. And then we're actually going to do a run of nips. So we're updating the nip to a V1.5, I think we're going to call it. And we're basically taking the nip light, which I'll show you. So this is the nip light, and basically the first version we did was camo carbon or titanium with S90V blade steel, and it had a milled pocket clip, right? And then we wanted to do a budget version. This knife was meant to be like our, kind of like our bug out. Like we wanted to always have it in stock. You know, we had them for $100. Basically, they were $99. These are 154 cm and aluminum. And then we also had, I think, a G10 and an Ultim version. But what happened was they sold really well. People still ask about the nip lights and the nips. Kubi can't do the aluminum anymore because the company they used for the anodizing, which was, in my opinion, the best part of the nip light configurations, was we were able to do a lot of cool hard anodizing on the aluminum. We had like a really cool blue, we had a purple, we had this dope-ass gray with the purple accents on it. I don't know if we did red. I mean, we had a lot of cool colors. But Kubi didn't want to work with that anodizer anymore because they kept having to redo shit. Like on the Growler Mini, the Mini Growler, we wanted to do a version like this. And they had to remake or re-anodize the scales like 3 times. And then they eventually just gave up and they were like, listen, we'll give you titanium scales for no extra cost if you want to do that. And that's why we did that bronze titanium one with the, I think it was with Stonewash or Acidwash blade, because they just gave us the titanium at cost. So we didn't reorder these because I didn't want to do G10. Like, I think G10's kind of gay. So, and the only aluminum they can do is blasted, which is fine, but that's only one version, you know? So anyway, now we want to revisit it, and we're going to do a 1.5. So here's the plan. We're going to keep the blade steel at 154 cm to keep it kind of affordable, right? Like in the middle. But then the handle materials we'll do a little bit nicer. Like we'll do camo carbon, maybe titanium, right? Stuff like that. I already have a bunch of dealers that have versions that they want in camo carbon and shit. And then we're going to go back to a milled pocket clip. But this time we're going to make it work in the wire clip slot. And we're obviously going to improve the clip so it actually works well. Because if any of you guys had an original nip, you'll know that milled clip was too tight. I think that was our first knife with a milled clip. Maybe not. But it might have been. But anyway, we had to learn what a good clip was and figure that out, right? Growing pains and all. So that first nip with the milled clip was not a good clip, in my opinion. So we're going to revisit the milled clip, but you'll also have the wire clip in the box like we do now as a backup. Because I think this knife does really well with a wire clip. If any of you guys have a nip light, you'll know what I'm talking about. So you'll have the option to rock the milled clip or the wired clip. And I want to test a couple clips out, Like I want to test one this length, and then I want to test one a little longer to see how it looks and if it maybe is a little bit better tension. But basically, we're going to update the nip with the clip, milled clip, and that might be it for updates. This knife is sick, as is. I'm sure there's other stuff I can't think of right now, but yeah. So we're going to come back with a new run of the nips, basically. And then after that one is going to be the nitro. So it's kind of that order, if you can keep track of all the shit I just blurted out. Pony Stout V2, Growler V3, Small Boy, Nip, then Nitro, and probably the Mad Dog after the Nitro, and then the Mash V3 after that is kind of what I'm thinking right now, but we'll see. We also have a few in prototype phase right now we're waiting on, and we have a couple of concept ones we're working on. Like we want to do an integral fireball. I actually came up with a really fun idea that I'm hoping will be cool. Do I still have a fireball? I don't think so. I think I had to use it for a warranty or something. But the idea is to do a integral fireball. So people have seen integrals before, but if we use Kubi, it'll be more affordable, right? But it'll be titanium integral with inlays. So we can do carbon, we can do denim micarta, whatever, right? But then I wanted to try something I haven't seen before. I don't know. You guys let me know if this has been done before, and maybe I'm going to spoil it and somebody's going to do it now. But I want to do a carbon fiber or camo carbon integral. So basically, I want to take a fucking chunk of 80s camo carbon and I want to mill an entire fireball handle out of that. And then I want to mount a tab lock on the inside of it. So it'll be an integral, but it'll be a tab lock fireball. And I think that thing would be fucking sick. I mean, how much would that weigh? I bet you we could get the weight down to like 2.5, 3 ounces on that with just a tab lock. I don't know. I think that could be pretty sweet. So we were thinking of doing both. Like we do the titanium integral and the camo carbon one. But I kind of want to prototype it first. Here's the rub. I talked to Camo Carbon and they can do it, but Kubi needs a basically, is it ½ inch? I think they need a 0.59. So basically 0.6 inch fucking thick sheet of Camo Carbon. Where usually Camo Carbon you get in, what do we usually order? 0.119 or 0.19 or something like that inches, like, you know, a little under 1/4 inch, because you're taking that and milling either inlays or you're milling a handle scale and another handle scale and putting them together like this, right? Or this. You only need this thickness. But with an integral, we're going to need a thickness like this because you need a little extra probably. So we're going to need a freaking thick ass sheet of Camo Carbon, and it's going to cost like $1,100 for one sheet. He quoted us $1,100 a sheet. So we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to have to order a whole sheet just to do a prototype, but I think it's worth it. I think it's a cool idea. So I don't really want to do carbon clips. I've had them before. They're actually pretty good, projectile. You'd be surprised at how solid a Camo Carbon or a carbon clip is. Nathan's Knives made me one for the Rotten Evo 2 I had. I actually have a video on it. I used that clip for a while, and it was solid. So it is possible. Aren't the VC Edge knives integral carbon fiber? I don't know. Are they? I thought they had a titanium shell on them or somewhere in there. I don't know. But I'm not trying to patent it or anything. I just haven't seen it before, I didn't think. So I know Reich did some G10 ones. I don't know if they did carbon, but I don't think I've ever seen like fat or camo carbon integral. Either way, I think it'll be dope. I bought the Excalibur Lefty to own an integral. It's nice, but pretty heavy. Yeah, it's one of the downsides, I guess, with how some people do integrals. They like to keep them real hefty to make it like, oh, this is a chunk, right? And it's like, no, I don't want that. Like, I want you to show me how sick you can mill out something, you know? So, like, if when we do an integral, we're going to mill out as much as we can to bring the weight down. VC Edge is not an integral. Okay, cool. I wonder if you can make the carbon with G10 in the portion you're milling out to cut the price down. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, layer the... Nah, I wouldn't want to do that. Because that would show it would still show, right? On the back spacer area or whatever. It's not that bad, dude. I mean, yes, it sounds a lot, $1,100 a sheet, but I think they can get like 30 knives out of one sheet. That's the one benefit, right? So instead of having to cut 2 handle scales out of the sheet per knife, they only need to cut 1 full handle out of the sheet. Does that make sense? So you're getting twice as many knives out of it than you normally would. It's just a thicker sheet. So normally they're like $400 or something like that. I'd have to look it up, how much a sheet costs. But, so it's like 2.5 times the cost, maybe 3 times the cost, but you get twice as many knives out of it. So I think the math will be not so bad on it. And I just think it's going to be fun. I just wish we could order like a sample, but they don't really do that. They won't let me just order a block so I can test the damn thing. You got to order a whole sheet. And then if it doesn't work out, well, we just burned $1,100. So I have a Wii that looks integral. It's basically a clamshell, smooth back with a barely noticeable line, not an integral, but it looks the part. So is it a mono block or is it a clamshell? Like, are they identical on both sides, or does one side have like the backspacer kind of area on it? That would be a mono block where like one side has a scale and then it has the backspacer portion, and then the other side just has that scale and then they go together. That's mono block. That's like a Strider thing, but Leon Mod does it too. And I've seen it in other places. Pretty cool. I missed it. What was the timing on the small boy? I don't know. It'll probably be like March or April on the small boy. We're just waiting on camo carbon, so it's like, you know. He said the small boy order was supposed to ship this week, so that'll probably ship in 2 weeks. And then the Growler V3 was supposed to be a week behind that, so that one will ship next month. Like, that's probably how it'll go. I try to temper my expectations. And then Kubi has to cut all the scales and everything. So if you guys are looking for a Saloon, we still have some of these, I think. This is the purple Nurple. I'm actually surprised that this one didn't go first, but you guys gobbled up the Wakanda Forevers. And maybe that's because it's all DLC. Yeah, let me grab that, dude. I saw there was a super chat up there. Let me grab that. Apologies, sir. AOA. Thanks for the $5, dude. There's a process where you can use anodized aluminum coating to get red on titanium. I think this would be sick. Something you might want to do. Anodized aluminum coating to get red on titanium. Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't like red on knives. The only time we did it was on the chaser. We did a red Cerakote, but that was because Traditional Pocket Knives asked if we could do it, and he wanted U.S. Marine Corps red on the knife because he's a Marine. He wanted to, honor Marines, which was really cool. But, I'm not a big red knife guy. I mean, it can be cool if it's like subtle, but like a red handle or something. Like this is kind of cool. That's fine, but like a whole handle or something, I wouldn't want to do that. But I'm not sure what you mean by they can use aluminum process on titanium. Like, how does that work? This is the Katuo Thorn, and I posted a video about this where I compared it to the nip, and I really think it's a great comparison if you look at these two. So if you've been looking for a nip and you can't find one because there's none available right now, like I said, we're working on it. Check out the Thorn. It's very similar. It's obviously got more of a sci-fi look to it, but it does have a choil that works really well. You get a really good full grip on it. You can choke up on the blade. You do have a Warney style sheep's footy blade that you can use. It has a hole for deployment, which is nice. It has a flipper tab. So it has those two like the nip. And then it even has a front flipper on it that works really well. I don't like the flipper as much. On the nip, you can really push button it and it fires out of there. It's just a great push button. This, you can't do that because you kind of bump right into the front flipper. So you got to push and swipe. But once you get used to it, awesome. So definitely recommend this. And they're like $68 or something at Katuo. Check out my video on it. I do have a link to Katuo. It should be in the description. You could check that out. I don't have a code though. Sorry about that. But very nice. I love that. I have a whole stack of knives from them I'm trying to get through. And then he sent another $5 because I missed it. Dude, sorry, man. You shouldn't have to super chat again to get my attention. Apologies, dude. Do you have any of the saloons from Urban EDC with Zircuti? I just ordered one. I haven't seen it anywhere. Yeah, if you watch my videos, I have one from the other day, and then I have one from like last week. I showed all the saloons. So you can check on Instagram and on my YouTube. I have videos going over each version. I have one without the Zircuti because a buddy asked me for the Zircuti one, so I let him have it. But here's the all polished DLC one, which is also very nice. And we do have some Zircuti kits on our website. I don't know what's left. They usually sell really fast, but I think I saw that we still had some actually. But that's kind of what we were hoping, that people would go and buy that version with the Zircuti instead of, going to buy the kit. So you can see how sick this is. I got a little something on there still, but. And the funny thing is, it's such good, like, DLC is so good that you get this dope-ass mirror polish, but then you can use this thing and then just clean it off. So, yeah, like fingerprints and shit, but it's pretty easy to clean off, and then it's, like, sick again, I do recommend you lubricate DLC, though, because it is a porous material or coating. So it actually absorbs a little bit of the lubrication when you put it on there, and that'll give it that black shiny look versus getting kind of a little bit gray if you just wipe it with alcohol or something. But look at that. That's sick, dude. I'm guessing he still has some of them, so if anybody's looking for a sick, all DLC polished version with a bead blast handle, it has really nice micro milling. It might not come through on the camera, but it's got a nice micro milling on it too. So it's not just a plain handle. It's really nice. And they're numbered. If you haven't seen my videos, you might not know that. You have to close the knife like this, excuse me, to get the numbering. So there's the numbering right there. And then if you close it a little further, it'll pop back out right here. And then if you close it, you can't see it. And if you open it, you can't see it. We don't like billboarding at all. So we try to hide anything, you know, that we have to put on the knife. So like blade steel goes under here. And if we do numbering, usually it's on the inside of the backspacer. But by the time I asked them to number these, they'd already put these together. So this version, they had to find a spot. So I told them to put it here. But yeah, I'd like to see wine red or deep red scales. Okay, that would be cool. Well, it allows you to do any color that you can do on ano aluminum. Oh, okay. Well, you made it sound like you could only do red. That's cool. My only concern with that would be you're doing titanium. And the kind of, like, so here's the thinking I think that most people have. When you do titanium, it's like, all right, I'm paying for titanium. So I want to have a cool titanium finish. I want some cool micro milling, and then I want like a really nice glass blast, bead blast, dark wash, bronze, some kind of blue anodizing, etc., right? I think most people don't want to pay for titanium and then have it be red like it looks like aluminum. Does that make sense? Now, maybe it doesn't look like aluminum does. Maybe it doesn't look like a coating. But like, I'll never understand Cerakoted titanium really, because it's like you're kind of covering up the beauty of it, the reason that we want it, if that makes sense. And that's why I think there is a beauty in hard anodized aluminum. If you can get it at a like, okay, two things. If you can get good hard anodized aluminum, there is a difference. If anybody's had a Growler V2 in the blue aluminum, the first time we did anodized aluminum, they scratched real easy, unfortunately. And that's what led us to really hammer Kubi about it. And we're like, dude, we need better hard anodizing. And they found this company, and then we did the nip lights, and they freaking killed these, dude. Like, I still don't have a mark on this one. I've had this knife for, I don't know, a year and a half, and I still don't have a mark on it. That hard anodizing is very good. So it's just unfortunate that they stopped using them because they had too many QC issues. Because even if it's affordable, if you have to keep remaking it, well, it doesn't become affordable. So they'd have to charge way more for the aluminum, and then, you know, we got to charge more. So now we're back to the, might as well do titanium, right? Let's see. I did see one, yeah. Heroic EDC. Can I click on that? No, I hate that. I really wish it was like StreamYard. We still have a couple Wakanda Forever and Nurples. Well, there you go. If anybody's looking for a Wakanda Forever, it doesn't come with the purple. So here, it looks like this. So it's all DLC. You have DLC titanium handles, DLC tie hardware, DLC titanium collars, backspacer, and pocket clip. I think the pocket clip is like a really nice touch to get in DLC because I mess up these clips so bad. Where's that Binge? This is one of my most carried knives. I mean, just look at this clip. It's got like worn edges almost, like it's on purpose. I have F'd this clip up. But the DLC ones, they look brand new. Like I have this same knife in polished DLC clip, and it looks brand new. So that's really nice. And then it has a belt satin DLC S90V blade. So you get those really cool grind lines. Might be hard to see. I don't know. This camera's not as good, obviously. There it is. I also cut a shit ton of cardboard tonight. But it's DLC, so it just wipes off. That's what's great about it. So that's the Wakanda Forever. He has a couple of those, he says. So hit up LeftyEDC. We sold those to him, so he's a dealer. Good to go. I wonder how much more of a cost it is. For what? What did Fred say? What did Fred say? Freddie. I was fortunate to check it out at Tower Knives in Osaka a few weeks. What the fuck, dude? It was in Japan? It was just too expensive, in my opinion. Is he talking about that finish? Interesting. So it's like a high-end finish. You get the Warney PM2 from CS. No. I don't work with Cutlery Shop. And I'm not really a Spyderco guy. I love my Native 5, but that's about it. Oh, it's on their website. There you go. HeroicEDC.com, maybe? If you can pop in the link, go for it. To be honest, it's the only version Zirc would look good on anyways, in my opinion. What are you talking about? Are you talking about this thing? Maybe? So this one's not Zirc, it's polished DLC. I've actually made the conscious decision to use this polished DLC over Zirc. Because if you think about it, if you get zirconium, it's awesome, right? I love zirconium. You can get it polished and blackened just like this, right? So it's heated, it's flamed, and then it's polished to get this black polished look. And it's very tough that way. But there's two problems with zirconium. It bends easily, so the pocket clip would bend a lot easier than a titanium clip. It's not as springy as titanium, like where you can put tension on a titanium clip and it'll bounce back. The Zirc would, like lifting it up like this, the Zirc would just bend. There's that, and it's heavy. So you get like the weight of copper and less spring. And with DLC titanium, polished DLC titanium like this, it's more affordable. And I think it looks exactly like a polished zirconium. So, and it's tough as nails. So it's like a win-win-win. Other than the fact that you can't say it's Zirc, you know? Urban still has the polished just looked. The polished, Urban Cutlery, yeah. I'll check that one out tomorrow. He's probably hanging out with Jesse. Now you just need to do a vet discount, HeroicEDC. There you go. Adam says limited run of 50. Are you talking about on the Urban Cutlery ones? Yeah. Yeah, he did 50 in this, and then he did 50 that looked the same, except it's Zircuti collars, backspacer, and pocket clip. And that's it. So, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do it again. Jesse's a very, I think he's a very collection-based guy. Like, his customer base are people collectors, you know what I mean? So he's not going to just keep making something to make it less rare, you know what I mean? Don't see the Zirc kits on the site. Are you looking on DivoKnives.com or are you looking at Urban Cutlery because they're on our website. There's no Zirc. There's just Zircuti. There's a difference. Some people like mix those up. I'm talking about Zircuti. That's what we have kits for. We don't have Zirc kits. Let me check the website though. It's because I have this other fucking phone. Hold on. Oh wait, I can use a computer. Hold on. Just give me a second. Move some shit around here. All right. Okay, Shopify. Divo knives, baby. Checking out Divo knives. Definitely check out DivoKnives.com, guys. We got stuff in stock right now. So it looks like we have 15 of the purple Nurples left. That is this version right here. We have 15 of these left. Belt Satin, S90V blade, Bead Blast titanium handle, Purple Flow Camo Carbon inlay, all satin hardware, and then Bead Blast clip, purple accents. And this is $229 on our website. If you use the code LeftyEDC, you'll get 10% off. So that'll make it $23 off, $229. It makes it like $207 or something. So if you want one, pick one up. I don't know how long we'll have those. The kits. Where are you, Zircuti? Zirky? We have 14, dude. He must be talking about Zirc. We have 14 of the Zircuti kits left. Sever. And again, you can use that code LeftyEDC. It'll save you 10%. Let's see. I meant the Zircuti accents. Sorry. Okay. What did you mean about them? To be honest, it's the only version Zircuti would look good on anyways. Oh, I see what you meant. Okay. So that he's saying we're probably not selling a lot of the Zircuti kits because that version is the only one that would look good with Zircuti on it. I get what he's saying now. Yeah. So basically, if he sells out of the Zircuti version, then you might have people who buy this and put the Zircuti kit on it. That's possible. But I think this purple Nurple would look good with Zircuti. This would look good. Swap out the purple here and this Bead Blast clip and have that all be Zircuti. I think that would look pretty damn sick. The Wakanda Forever would probably look sick with it too. Because the purple camo is dark enough that it can pass for like black. You know what I mean? It's like black and purple, and you have purple in the Zircuti. You know what I mean? The Blade Binge wouldn't work. The 80s might be cool. I don't know. And then the blue one from White Mountain Knives would probably look good too. I think blue, purple, those look good with camo carbon. Or sorry, Zircuti. 80s would probably work. So, I don't know. The Fradon lock one might look cool. Selling it. Am I selling it? I don't know. So, yeah, we do have a bunch of kits left. I'll tell you what's left right now if you're thinking about a kit. We have bronze titanium. We have copper. The copper ones are cool. We have those up for $20. So if you just want to try one, and the clip will fit the Growler XL and it'll fit the tall boy. But you got to know that the copper clip is going to be very soft. But it's kind of cool because you don't see copper clips very often. But that's why we have them up for $20 and we have a disclaimer on it. I want a Wakanda. I wound up getting the green and pink titanium. At Traditional Pocket Knives. Cool. Well, Whip-a-Charm. You can go over to Heroic EDC to get the Wakanda. He just said he has them. I was finally able to get a Growler XL. Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna love the Growler XL. Remind me, your kits work on your other Divo knives too, right? If they do, then you can mod all the other knives. Yeah, so it depends on the model, Fred. They don't work on everything. So a lot of our Kubi knives, the collars are gonna fit. But I can't promise it would fit everything. Like the Growler XL has larger collars. The Growler Mini probably has smaller collars. But like the Tall Boy and the Saloon and the Growler V2 and I'm sure some other ones I'm not thinking of, the collars should just switch. Like the Binge probably, those should probably just switch. The pocket clip on the Saloon, the Growler XL, and the Tall Boy are all the same pattern, so they'll swap. The Small Boy will also work when that comes out. The new Binge will also work with it when that comes out. We're trying to, make that clip pattern the standard for Divos if we can. But the backspacer is not going to fit anything else other than the Saloon. So it's hit and miss, but they're pretty cheap kits, so it wouldn't hurt to try it, but I can't guarantee any of that. I wouldn't mind a Zircuti kit for my Stout V2. Yeah, we're just way past that. And Paul, you would mind because Best Tech would charge us $150 probably for that kit. So you'd be paying, I don't know, it'd probably be like a $200 kit, and that's like pretty normal, especially if a dealer's involved or anything. Most people probably charge like $250 for a Best Tech full kit. Like Best Tech is outrageous, dude. We get the same kit from Kubi and we can sell it for $85. It's like, Riot is expensive on the kits too. Now I will say the Best Tech kit is probably going to be a little bit nicer. They're going to polish that Zircuti really nice and whatever. But man, we did the buzz and we sold literally backspacers. Fucking backspacers on the buzz. $85 we had to charge on those, and we made very little money. Like they were, or $75. Like they're just so expensive. We got the whole kit from Kubi for less or the same as a backspacer. What's coming out next? No, it'll be the Pony V2, I think. Let me grab that driver because I said I'd show you guys, right? Let me put this back up here because I will drop it. Okay, I'm going to warn you guys. I'm going to warn you, these are dead fucking sexy, all right? So consider yourself warned. Sorry, I had to. Oh, yeah, dude. These are so cool. Try to clean it up one last time. I think Kubi did Timascus because Zircuti is usually blue and gray. No. Zircuti is, it'll be blue, gray, purple. Sometimes it has like a little bit of gold, but, it depends on it. The way you can tell is there will be some gray in there, and all the stuff we've gotten from Kubi has always been Zircuti. There's different kinds, like different manufacturers of it, so sometimes it'll look darker or it'll look lighter, or the colors will be different. You'll get, like, the Kubi stuff, you get a little bit more, like, of the gold than you normally would. But it's definitely Zircuti versus Timascus. Look at that thing, dude. Isn't that fucking nuts? That's fucking cool. Probably gonna drop this, so. Whee. I don't think I'll be able to. Trying to get it so I can spin it, but I don't think I can do it. I don't think so. But anyway, here it is. This is a mirror polished screwdriver kit. So now my problem is, I gotta figure out how to package these, because I don't want to put them in the same tubes that we did the other ones in, because I'm worried they're gonna get like scratched up. Because the way I did it on the other ones is I put them in a Ziploc bag, each part separately, and then I put the base at the bottom, and then I stood the driver on top, and then I used packaging peanuts to kind of clamp it together. But I'm worried that like this will rub on that with the Ziploc bag, and it might fuck up the polish. So I don't know. I might just leave them in these things that they sent them in. Like I'll keep them wrapped. Unfortunately, it looks like they used like literally tissues and wrapped them, and then they put them in here. So I think what I'm going to do is leave them in these, and then I'm going to package it with the tube. So you still get the tube and everything, but I don't want to put it in there because I honestly don't want to mess them up. And I feel like you guys would rather, you'd rather deal with the tissue and the little envelope thing if you're going to get the product in better shape, right? So I'm just going to leave them in these and then ship with the tube. Or maybe I could put these in the tube and not put the foam in or something. I'll figure it out. How much more expensive is the polish driver? Just curious. So they are more, but they're not as much as the splatter ones. So they're like in the middle. I think the regular drivers were $225. Sorry, the regular titanium, like bead blast and machine finish, were $225 for the set. And then the one with the splatter ano was $265, I think. So it would be in the middle. It'd be like, I don't know, $245, maybe $250, I'll call it on those. So $250 for the set. And then the driver by itself would probably be like $150 instead of $165. Something like that. If it's good enough to not scratch your arse, then it's good enough for the driver. It's not toilet paper, it's tissue paper. What if you get cloth sleeves? Yeah, but then I'd have to wait longer, you know? We do have cloths. I have these, so I could wrap them in these, I guess. That might be a way to do it. Wrap each one in a Divo cloth, and then put that all into the tube. That could work with the stickers and shit. I don't know when they're going to be available because, well, we just did the Saloon, so I got to figure it out. And I'm a little bit afraid to send an email out about it, because if we send an email out and then, because there's only 10 sets and 10 drivers, I feel like they'll sell super fast and then we'll just get a million pissed off people. You know, because sometimes the way those emails work, they they send them out in batches. So like you can schedule that email to go out at 10 a.m., right? But it'll send like one batch at 10 a.m. And that like sometimes we send the email and I'm on the list. I won't actually get the email for 4 hours. So it's like 4 hours later and now I get the email that a knife dropped. And then they might be sold out. And if that happens to a customer, obviously they're going to get pissed off. So we try to send the emails like in the morning and we try to just say, hey, they're available today. We don't do this thing is live anymore because we found out people were getting the email hours later. When are you getting different colored hoodies? I ordered the one that looks like 80s colors. The, neon 80s colors. It's supposed to be here soon. It's shipped and stuff. So I should have it next week, next live. Maybe offer them to channel members or Patreon or something special. Yeah. I was thinking maybe we just make an Instagram post so at least it's still fair, but I don't want to send an email out. So like technically we did announce it. Like the one thing I don't want to do is not announce it and just sell them to people. Like I want to do that. I want to just sell it to like you guys right here who say you want one. But then I'm really dicking over all the people that I told already that we were going to get more and we would let them know. So I just need, like, I want to keep my word on that. So I think we'll post on Instagram about it. And we'll go from there. So, yeah. No, I'm not going to sell them right now, so I'm sorry, but don't want to be a dick. I'm not going to be a dick by being a dick. See? That's how it works around here. Just to prevent scratching. I think saran wrap would work well. Huh. Yeah, but then you guys got to take it off. I don't know. Fred says whatnot. Yeah. Whatnot's the craziest, man. Every time I do whatnot, I like end up selling a kidney and shit. It's wild. Like the guys on there, they just want to buy shit. Like it's insane. It's funny. I could be like, I got like, I got my leg that got cut off in Nam over there. It's got a wood stump on it. Run it. Okay. All right. I'll sell you that leg. Here's the Urban EDC F5.5. This is the Purple Flow, a.k.a. Divo Purple, camo carbon on it. Really nice looking. This one's got the DLC belt satin. I also had the 80s one in. I think these might both be available now. I'm not sure. Here's the 80s. I think I'm gonna switch these out. I was gonna pass around the purple or the 80s one, but I think I'm gonna change that and keep the 80s one and pass around the purple one. These are sick, dude. Absolutely sick. And you know what, guys? After how many years now has this been available, the F5? I've been on YouTube for 5 years. And this was my knife of the year in 2020. So my first year on YouTube, the F5.5 was my knife of the year, the titanium one. And I am fairly certain that that knife was $300 for the all titanium version. The carbon fiber one I bought, I think was $275 5 years ago. This is $299 on their website. Like, I know people give Urban EDC shit, right? People say they're overpriced or whatever. But this knife has basically been the same price for 5 years. I feel like that's pretty impressive, honestly. And this is a dope version. I mean, you're talking 80s camo carbon on here, Magna Cut, and it's DLC belt satin, which I know for an absolute fact costs more. Obviously, camo carbon costs more than the standard carbon fiber they used on the old carbon ones. So this definitely costs them more. And they're $300, $299. So, I mean, I think I got to give them a little credit there for that. And it's just a dead sexy knife. I just wish they would have made lefties. It's the only thing I told them. I was like, man, like, you're using Riot, just make fucking lefties. They're so... The F5.5s have this, like, just amazing, smooth quality to them. If you've ever had one, you probably know what I'm talking about. It just, like, glides. It's just a weird phenomenon. Like, it's not... You never feel the bearings on an F5.5. I don't know what it is. But... And it's not just Riot. Like, well, let's see. Here's a Lush V2. This is a Riot made knife. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's kind of got the same. Yeah, it's just so smooth, man. It must just be Riot. Like, you don't get that bearing feel. Now, this has skiffs in it, I think, maybe. But the F5 doesn't. Does this? Maybe not. I don't know if I put them in all. Man, this knife fucking good, dude. I don't know if you guys have checked out the Lush V2. I think they still have some at TPK. They still have a handful or whatever. You should get one. If you got the Saloon already, you might as well get the Lush, because this thing is fucking top notch, dude. This one's the denim one. Denim micarta and acid wash, everything else. Oh my God, dude. And that one's fucking butter, because they polished the detent track on it. This is a fun one because you can top flip it, you can front flip it, you can flick it, you can thumb flick it. I'm not good at it, but you can thumb flick it, and then you can reach around it too. You can do all that shit, and they all feel really good. They feel good. Here's a full tie one. This one has the saw cut milling on it. Dope. And the DLC belt satin. If you can't tell, we like a DLC belt satin. This one's got a little bit of a stronger detent. I think the frame locks just happen to be a little stronger. I like that. Are the Saloons pretty smooth? Yeah. Dude, all of our knives are smooth. I'm just saying that F5.5 has like some quality to it. You know? I feel like maybe Riot polishes the detent track on every knife or something, where, you know, on most knives, like the bearings are smooth as shit. But you can hear the detent ball riding on the detent track. It takes time for the detent ball to wear a track in, right? And that's kind of a fun process for me. I like putting a little bit of heavy oil on there and then flicking it a bunch and then kind of playing with it to work in the detent. And, you know, after a week or two, it's fully broken in, and then it feels just like that F5.5, but like, out of the box, these things are just gnarly. It's just sick. But that's what you're paying for, right? Like, this is $250 with the belt satin DLC, all DLC, everything, camo carbon inlay, and everything titanium, right? This is 300 bucks, so it's an extra 50 bucks. And this is a deal, in my opinion. A Riot-made knife in these materials and finishes for 300. I think that's a good price. No milled clip on this, so they save a little there, right? You know what the other cool thing is about this? That I think most people maybe don't know, or maybe they just don't think about. This has a titanium liner and a titanium lock bar. Riot is the only company I would ever trust with a carbonized lock bar. Because that's what this has. There's no steel insert on this, and that liner is made of titanium. So this is a carbonized lock face on the f5.5. But I've never had one with stick. Like, it's fucking amazing. Riot is just so good. I've had a couple knives from them that are carbonized lock faces, like the F5, and then the other one that comes to mind is the Christensen one. What was that called? The Maverick S. Man, that knife was so good too. That knife also had a carbonized lock face, and I never felt stick on one. Is there any place to get different scales for? Yeah, but if you wanted to get different scales, you would get 80s. So why, you know? Yeah, so I think that you could reach out to Dylan. So if you talk to a guy, his name is Knife Addict Dylan. He has a YouTube channel. We send him knives for review occasionally because he's an honest kind of, you know, he's like me, right? He's a straight shooter. If he doesn't like something, he'll tell you, that kind of shit. He makes scales. So I've seen him make camo carbon scales and shit for like tons of knives. So I'm sure he could do an f5.5. Now, if you want titanium, I don't think that's going to be possible. You just have to go buy a titanium one. They have some on the website now, I think. I saw some in a really cool jigged pattern. There's a full polished Zirc f5.5 for like $350. Dude, that's crazy. I need to tell him I need to see that for science. Urban EDC. Let me just see. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I will be honest. I hate their website. This new, I mean, it's been a year now or whatever, but I do not like this website with this weird, like, Times New Roman font shit. It is not for me. I don't want your classified offer. No. Get the... Just took me to... What the fuck? Dude, Urban EDC, come on. Giving me some kind of weird pop-up. Where's the damn search bar? Jesus. Okay, so here's the polished... No, okay. So this is not... Oh, it is polished Zirc with Zirc backspacer. And it's polished black DLC Magna Cut. Yeah, but here's the problem. Look, if you look at this... Fucking Christ. I feel like my grandpa today. If you look at this, that doesn't look like a very nice polish. I did tell him that when I talked to him about it. He mentioned doing polished DLC with Riot, and I told him, I asked them about polished DLC on the Lush. We were supposed to do on this version. Where the fuck is it? On this one. So you'll notice that this and this look very similar, except this one has a DLC belt satin, and this one has a polished DLC. So Kubi could do the polished DLC. They had to switch this to M390 to get it right, but it looks fantastic. Riot, they showed us a sample of the polished DLC, and they told me, they were like, oh, that's weird that you want that. That's usually what people ask for when they're trying to make an affordable knife. Like he was saying, it's like a cheap finish. Riot was. The polished DLC is a cheap finish. That's basically what they were telling me, and I was like, okay, well, let me see it. So they made a sample of this with it, and oh my God, it looked horrible. So I was like, all right, well, we got to switch that to something else. So we changed it to a DLC belt satin. And then the guy from LeftyEDC told me that he was doing the polished DLC with Riot, and I was like, dude, just so you know, like they showed me a sample, and it looked horrible. So heads up on that, you might want to change it or something. I don't know if it was too late or whatever, or maybe the picture just doesn't come through right, but that doesn't look great for polished DLC. Honestly, what it looks like is a machine satin that they polished, which is very strange. So, because I don't even think that is a DLC belt satin, because it looks like because the belt satin looks like this. It has uniform straight lines, where this looks like a machine satin where it's like all over the place. So I don't know. Yeah, hopefully it's just a bad picture. Is the Blade Binge one like Stonewash DLC? Didn't look satin in pics. Yes. So the Blade Binge Saloon is just a standard DLC. So it's basically, I think they blast the blade. So I think it's bead blasted and then DLC'd. So it doesn't have a belt satin. It doesn't have a polish. It has like a blasted blade underneath. So basically the way DLC works is you finish the blade and then do the DLC, and you kind of get the finish from underneath comes through, if that makes sense. So depending on what you want, you can do the belt satin, you can do a polish, whatever, right? This is what Kubi calls a regular DLC. I don't like calling it that because it almost sounds bad. But it's just a standard DLC. It's just a blasted blade with DLC on it. But the nice thing about that is you get DLC and you only pay $10 more. Like this is $229, or is that what they charge for this? $229 or $239? I forget. But the ones with belt satin DLC or polished DLC are $250. So you get the performance of DLC, but you don't have to pay as much for it. That's what I like on this as a middle ground. And then they did Blackwash PVD on everything else. So it's just like their other versions where they used to do all Blackwash. They just changed this to DLC because they figured people would want that. And the reason that we always liked Blackwash was because it was the most durable of the black coated finishes that you could get until DLC became available. Nice. Might have to get a Wakanda too. I dig the belt satin DLC too. Haven't had one like that before. Yeah, dude, if you haven't tried DLC belt satin, it's like the coolest thing, in my opinion. If you guys have been following me for a while, which a lot of you have, I have always been a really big belt satin whore. So, like, I always want everything in belt satin, right? Well, ever since I've gotten DLC belt satin, now I like that option better. because you get the awesomeness of Belt Satin, but you get the amazing toughness of the DLC. It fingerprints like basically the same as a Belt Satin. So it doesn't really change that. You still have to like clean it off every once in a while. The only thing you have to do different with DLC is you got to put, I have to put like a coating on it. So if you look at, here's the Wakanda that I used today, right? You can see it's kind of got like a little bit of discoloration because this part is actually like wiped off clean, because that's probably what did most of the cutting. And then this part still has a little bit of the lubrication on it because DLC is porous. It actually holds lubricant. So what I do, I'll show you. You take DLC like this and you clean it off with alcohol, right? What happens, instead of what you think would happen, which is, yes, it cleans it, and then it would make it that nice dark black DLC color, it actually ends up being kind of like dark gray. That's kind of what you get with a cleaned up DLC. So then what you do is you take a little bit of, I use Wicked Wax, but you could use like mineral oil. You could use olive oil if you wanted to. I just put some of that on the blade on both sides. You got to be careful, don't cut yourself, obviously. But just put a little bit on there, like that. And then take your cloth where you didn't spray alcohol, so you want a dry part, and you just kind of rub it in and wipe it off. Very quick. It's not a big process. Might have put a smidge too much on there. And then you'll get that really nice dark black shiny color to it. And that's how you get it from the factory. So like if you've ever had DLC from the factory, usually you get the knife and it looks sick like this jet black looking whatever. And then you use it a little bit and it ends up kind of looking more like a dark gray, and it almost looks discolored a little bit, and you're kind of like, damn, I thought DLC was the shit, you know? That's what it is. It's because it holds the oil in, and then when you clean it, use it, whatever, that stuff gets pulled out. And then you just have to put the oil back in. And all you gotta do is put it on and wipe it off, and it will like soak it in. So I love it. The Belt Satin does fingerprint, but it fingerprints just like a regular Belt Satin. So like if you look at this, it's probably got the same kind of shit on it, like little lines, fingerprint stuff. And you know, I would just take alcohol and wipe this down. It's the same thing, except you just add the step of adding a little bit of oil. You could probably do the same thing with this too. But it does clean off better. Like I find with like a Belt Satin or whatever like this, a non-DLC blade, I have to kind of like clean that tape off a little bit harder. With DLC, I think it just like, a lot of it just comes right off. So that's a regular DLC, or sorry, Belt Satin. And here's a DLC Belt Satin. And the thing I like about it is sometimes it almost just looks like a Belt Satin. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, I thought I really loved the satin part of this, but what I really loved is the grind lines. And you get the same kind of satin appearance on this. Like, it's got that little bit of a shine to it. And it has the grind lines. And then you get all that toughness. So it's like, to me, DLC Belt Satin is like the best of the best. Makalaka says, damn, Wakanda sold out. Yeah, but we were talking earlier, Heroic, oh, there he is. Heroic EDC has one on his site. So somebody linked it up above, but I think it's heroicedc.com. You can pick one up there. He is a dealer for us, so he legit, yo. What do we got? Troy. Hey, Kev. Are the pivot collars and tie clips all pretty standard between the last few models? So it does depend, dude. So I can't guarantee anything. The Growler XL has bigger collars, so they wouldn't fit. The pocket clip would. So the Saloon clip, the Tall Boy, and the Growler XL clip are all the same. I think there's one or two others from like previous stuff that would fit. But anything the Tall Boy clip fits, this would fit. The collars, I think, do fit the Tall Boy as well. I think it's the same as the one collar on the Fireball, but it wouldn't help you on the other side on that triangle one. But yeah, Tall Boy, probably previous Growler V2. Maybe even going back to like the old MASH V2. That one probably has the same collars. The Binge might have the same size. But they can be slightly different. Like one could be slightly thicker. You probably wouldn't even notice, but so they would fit, but it might not be exact. So you got to kind of play with it. And some of the clips are interchangeable. The backspacers are all different. I would love to see a Binge XL with a button top liner lock. Okay. That's interesting. You should tell Blade Binge that, because that's a cool idea. We're doing the Binge L first, but if that does well, I'm sure they'd be interested in a top liner lock would be cool. Any word on the small boy? Yeah, they're in production. They'll probably be done at the end of February is my guess, going into March. The Pony V2 is ahead of it, and we'll see, but the Growler V3 will either be right after it or right before it. I don't know if the code works there, Makalaka. I haven't talked to him about Lefty 10 code, so that's up to him if he wants to allow you to get the 10% off. Let's see. Let me see if I missed any of those damn important chats. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Heroic EDC sent us $2 to let us know he has the knives in stock. What else did I want to show you? Oh, I got a knife in that it might be of interest. It's a new company. So new company, new model, new lock. So we have another new lock on the market. So let's check it out. Or, I don't know, do you guys want to check out a new knife, a new lock? Or should we just keep talking about Divos? Because, I mean, I can do that all day if you want. Sorry, I realize every time I lean forward to put this stuff away, I'm like leaning right into the camera. Somebody said new lock. Oh, you want to see it? Okay. All right, that's fine. I'm just messing with you guys. All right, let's check it out. So this is from Fat Boy Knife and Tool. So this guy has been working on this knife for fucking years, dude. He reached out to me 3 years ago, I think. I mean, this was back when I did live streams occasionally with Kyle Lanfear. You guys remember Kyle Lanfear, Red Wolf EDC? We did a live stream one time, and this guy hit us both up, I think, and started telling us about some OTF he wanted to make. Well, now it's like 3 years later. He's got a knife company now. And it's not a OTF, but he's got some other models like in development. And so it seems like he took his time, and these are USA made. So he wanted them to be USA made. So he figured that out, which is good. That was before my time. I was kind of in a hurry, and I have so many purple knives, so I quickly ordered the Blade Binge one today. I should have went with the Wakanda, but oh well, laugh out loud. If Heroic wants to do 10%, I'll buy both. He said use code Divo Rocks for 10%. There you go. Go get him. Go get him. Thanks, Heroic. And thank you, Makalaka. All right, so he sent me some 3D printed parts of something else. I don't know. This isn't what we're looking at, but these are just like random handle scales. I don't know. His name is Carl, by the way. So, Carl, let's check out your new knife, sir. It's called the Sith or the Scythe, sorry. He spells it like this. Scythe. Yeah, Todd, you've been around a little while. Here's his card. I think Neves showed this. Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he sent 2 out. He sent one to me and he sent one to Neves, I guess. He makes these slips, too. Makes these knife slips. I guess he doesn't like to use pocket clips in the pocket. Let's see. So this is apparently a proof sample from a US OEM. And it's a new lock and shit. So let's check it out. I'll stop talking. So here it is. This is the Fat Boy Sith Lord. No, I'm just kidding. Scythe. Very cool. So far, I like it. It's got kind of a little, not saying anything, but it's got a little bit of like Strix vibes. I mean that in a good way because I love the Strix. This is a utility blade, obviously. So he did say it does not have a traditional detent. So let's find out if it flicks. Oh, that's pretty. I was expecting it to be like super soft. So hold on. Hello, sir. Hello. He did warn me it had a little bit of lock rock. The other ones he said don't, and he's got that all worked out. Again, this is like a sample, so. It says made in Ohio, but again, he said he couldn't actually find anybody to make it in Ohio. So I think it's made in New York, is what he said. But he also said something about, ooh. So this is the lock. It's like it's almost like a flipper tab. It's not like a shark lock. It doesn't feel like one anyway. There's like a, look at this. There's like washers on each side here. So you can drop it out. But it felt like it was, yeah, I mean, it's in there, dude. Like there's no detent ball, but it has enough resistance that it, you know what it reminds me of? Damn. It reminds me of a Winter Blade Factor because of the magnets that held it in there so well. It didn't have a traditional detent, but it felt like one. And that's fine with me. I don't care how you get there as long as you get there. And there's 2 big things with that. There's not a lot of like play in it when it's closed. And it has a strong like flick, you know what I'm saying? It does have a little bit of play though. Can see that. So I don't know if he could work that out somehow. That would basically make it like perfect, to be honest. But you can also release it super easy with that. Like just... This thing's cool. Fuck, dude. I think he said he was calling it the trigger lock. I think he said, I'm calling it the trigger lock. Because, what did he say? He said something funny, like, I don't know. He said something funny about the fat boy knives triggering people or something. I don't know. Yeah, this is slick, dude. I do wish it was like a... I wish it was like a, you know, sheep's foot blade or something. I know he likes those style of blades, so when he does do a full blade version, it's going to be sick. He did say something I thought was interesting. He said this is going to be 20 CV. And I was like, why? Basically, he was saying something like he wanted to make sure, like, the HRC people were happy or whatever. And I'm like, I get that, but you're not actually cutting with it. So nobody gives a shit if this is 20 CV or some German, like, surgical steel, right? And especially if you could save some money on that. As long as it's stainless, I don't think anybody cares what this is made out of. You know? If you could make the utility blade out of 20 CV, that'd be cool. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Man, it does feel amazing. Like it fucking fires out of there. It does have a wheel thingy. Fuck yeah. Oh, it's almost too strong for that. And I'll tell you guys, that is a beautiful thing for me. I feel like 90% of knives that I handle end up being too soft on the detent, and I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? This, no, this is money, dude. Holy fuck. Yeah, these are going to be fucking hot. These going to be hot. It's also very unique, you know? Like, look at this thing. But it's comfortable in the hand. Like, it works. You know what I mean? Just I gotta figure out like where you put your thumb, because your thumb wants to go right on that jimping of the lock. That is kind of a downside, I guess. It's definitely gonna be strong, right? Because a lot of times you're gonna bear down right on that lock. Very cool. Oh shit. It does have a spring actually. So it is a spring lock, but it's a good one. That's rare. Dude, look at this thing. It's fucking wild in there. Well, I guess if you want more info, check out Neves' video. I'll have one up, you know, probably tomorrow. I'll probably get one up. That's what she said or he said. But Neves might have more info. Maybe took one apart or beat the shit out of it or something. He did say I could test the lock, so we'll see. He's pretty confident in it, I guess. But there's a lot going on in there. You pull this tab back here, and then you pull it back. You pull it back. I was trying to show you, so it kind of comes back like this and then out. That makes sense. Neves did take it apart. Well, there you go. Pretty cool. Laser Ghost Knife. What's up, Donnie? What did he say? I said, don't be a bitch. Pony up. About what? The steel has to start at least hardened HCR or the bearings will dent into the blade holder. Okay. Yeah, but my point is it doesn't need to be 20 CV because that's just going to cost more. You know what I mean? When you don't need it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, this thing's cool as shit. So, okay, Justin says to look at the scales. Well, they're not in there anymore. Where did I put them? Okay, I'm looking at the scales. All right, they match the knife. They have bearings built. Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you. So there's bearings in the, like there's balls in it. I don't know how to explain this better. My question would be, are they press fit or are they loose? Because I don't want loose bearings. Buy my Lefty Vapor. Oh. Nah, dude, if you want to send it to me, I'll check it out. And maybe somebody will buy it. But I'm not buying it. I don't even know what it looks like. And I spend all my money on guns. So I can't afford knives. Are they press fit? I think they'll be pressed. Okay, that'd be cool. Because if they're loose, then it's like IKBS, and I don't want that, that's for sure. That's interesting. So there's like extra ones around the top, too? Well, I don't see those. So maybe he's adding those in final production or something? Trying to see how it locks up exactly. It just kind of like locks up. Like it doesn't really click or anything. You know what I mean? I wonder how strong that is if it's not like really locking in there super hard. I mean, that's not much of a test, but man, it's so weird how it doesn't like, you don't hear like a latch. I mean, you just hear that little thud, that's it. Like most knives, you hear something like, you hear that click into place. And that's me like slow rolling it out. If you get that nice click, like, okay, that bitch is locked up, son. Well, I kind of did it. But if you do it slow, like it just barely does it. But it's locked up, that's for sure. Feels really good to flick, though. I will say that. Get fucked up. Hey, man, I literally just offered to showcase your knife that you're trying to sell. So I would call that support, honestly. So you get fucked, sir. It's a little strong for the... Well, no, once you get up here, yeah. And I wouldn't want to change the strength, that's for sure. I love how strong that is. Yeah, this thing's really cool. Awesome. So that's the fat boy with the trigger lock, baby. Stay tuned. I'll probably do a video tomorrow and have it be more, you know, in-depth or whatever. I do have like 8 million other knives right here I could unbox, but I'll probably hold off. I'm trying to think if there's anything you guys would want to see. Probably most of it. I have a couple new Vostids. What are these? Some kind of new raccoon. Oh, I have that new... Oh, this is the Zeno. I thought you guys were talking about a Koenig. You were talking about this. Vostid Zeno. Got it. Somebody told me it looked like the tall boy. I was like, I don't know. Looks like a sheep's foot. and a Thunder Beast. So we're going to have Vosteed week next week, I guess. This week is Katuo week. Katuo week. I also have that Asher top liner lock right here. So I try to save stuff so that I unbox it in a video because, I don't know, I kind of have like visceral reactions to things. And if I already opened it, I feel like it's less dramatic on video. You know what I'm saying? So then I end up not recording anything because I'm just like, ah. So I'll save those. I did get this cool knife. I don't know if you guys saw my videos on this. These are Brad Maglot, or is it Marglot? I can't remember how you spell his last name. Is it on here? No. But he designed this really cool little sway back fixed blade. They sell these on like alfknives.com in case anybody's interested. But it has this really nice like goofy green fat carbon, Chinese fat carbon. Kind of grew on me. But I sent them back to him. And he put, because I said I really think this would be a great EDC knife if it had loops. So he actually bought loops and installed them and then sent it back to me. I think I just had to flip them around because I'm left-handed. So he has it set up for right-handed cross draw. But I would go lefty cross draw like over here, appendix. And it's so small that like you could easily carry this and it wouldn't even bother you. Kind of like a chickadee, you know? Yeah, ulti-clip would work too. I'm just not a big ulti-clip guy, you know? Sorry, drink water. I sold that like a year ago when I was funding something else. I sold that. It's just hard for me to keep $1,500 in a knife sitting around because I don't really get to carry anything other than a Divo and whatever I'm reviewing, you know? So if I have a $1,500 knife, that one was $1,800 or $1,700. It just sits in a case that I have to look at every day. And I feel like I'm just staring at dollar bills. Like, so I'm like, fuck that. And I just sell it. That knife was absolutely fantastic. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the knife. Just, you know, the way I operate. But it has a good home. So, all right. I think I'll wrap this up then. I guess the mini RS Chaos just released in a new colorway. I never handled a mini RS Chaos. That was a thing? A mini RS Chaos? I remember the regular size one. Did I ever have a mini? I don't know. 1,800, that's my rent. Damn, dude, you got good rent. Add another $1,000 and you still don't have my mortgage. Yeah, it's a lot of money, you know? That's what's tough about it. And I feel like quality-wise, what you get in this, you know, premium Divo or Riot level for anywhere from $200 to $350, you get like the highest quality to value ratio you're gonna get. Anything over that is, you know, diminishing returns. And I honestly wouldn't buy it unless it was a custom knife. Then that's different. If you're buying like from Donnie or whatever, that's a different animal at that point. You're supporting a person and you know. And then there's an argument for USA made knives that cost more. But, you know, it's tough for me with USA made knives. I want USA made knives to do well, and I want that to be the norm for us. Like, I would love to be selling USA made knives. We've tried, you know, very hard to have them made, and it's just been impossible. Like, if you want a turnkey USA made knife, it's really hard to pull off. If you can make the knife yourself or finish the knife yourself or whatever, you have a much better chance of pulling it off. Not that nobody can do it, because there are people that have enough connections and figure it out. But it's very difficult. And when you're somebody like me or us with Colin at Divo, we have lots of ideas and designs, and we always want to do something new. And it's like, you know, you're not going to be able to pull that. You got to make like the same knife for years and years. That's just not what we want to do. So, you know, and if you actually, I've broken this down before, but if you actually do the math on us ordering knives from China, the amount of money that goes to China versus the amount that stays in the US is very, like, high. It's like 70-30, maybe. You know, we obviously pay them for the manufacturing, and sometimes we pay them for the material, right? But if, for instance, look at this Urban EDC knife, right? This has 80s camo carbon scales that is made in the United States, ordered by Urban EDC and shipped to Riyadh, right? You have Magna Cut blade steel. Well, I guess not anymore, but it was made in the United States. And then once they get the knives, once they're done, they're shipped by UPS, FedEx, right? USA companies. Then they're transported all around inside the US by USA citizens, by, you know, FedEx, USPS, UPS drivers. Those are all Americans. They go to dealers. In our case, I guess with Urban EDC they don't, but in our case, we work with, like on the Saloon, we have like 6 dealers. So that's 6 US companies that are now making money on that. And then a delivery person is getting it to them. Like, there's so many steps where people in America are making money on these. And it's literally like 70% of the total amount is going to Americans. We make money, the dealer makes money. Those are the 2 biggest chunks, probably. And then the OEM makes money. And then you have all the other stuff I mentioned. So I know it's easy to just be like, oh, it's made in China. So, you know, but I think there's more to it. You got to have a little bit of nuance. But I get it. Some people just hate that idea. Nick says I'm Divo for life. Well, apparently, according to Stevie, will love this. According to Casey, if you're a Divo fan, that makes you a devotee. Huh? Funny. Show the gay F5.5 again. Here you go. But it doesn't have your logo on it, Stevie, so I'm not sure what you mean by gay, but here you go. No mushrooms or alien saucers. No Sasquatch. Doesn't have a lynch clip either, so not sure what you mean by gay, bro. Exactly. I have a few 800 plus knives, but I don't buy them at all anymore. I barely carry them, and the high quality 250 to 300 are hard to beat. 500 minimum, says Justin. What on? It depends on the OEM. I mean, we've worked with OEMs where the minimum wasn't nearly that high, but again, we've never actually had it go to completion. It always falls apart. Taking apart my Saloon just now, and my number is 34 of 100. That's my daughter Shelby's number. Awesome, dude. That makes a lot of sense. Oh shit, one more thing. Which skiffs for the Saloon? 5mm 1/16 12 ball bearings. And you can use the code LeftyEDC. It'll save you 10% on skiff. I forgot your email address. Can you let me know? I want that growler. Yeah, LeftyEDC88@gmail.com. Or hit me up on Instagram, whatever. China makes its own version of MagnaCut, so not USA made. You're saying that this MagnaCut blade is actually not MagnaCut? It's a Chinese version? I've never heard that before. Where are you getting that from, dude? I mean gay as in homosexual. Yeah, I know what you mean by that, Stevie, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have your brand on it, so it's not gay. If it had your branding on it, then it would be gay. Super gay, actually. So I'm not sure where the confusion is. Like Cartman says, gay, homosexual, laugh out loud. Okay, you ready to DM me? Then I'll get to it. Don't worry. I'm on here, so I can't, communicate well. Was confirmed by Cold Steel Stickman on a live. Shut. They went to Italy for their stuff. So he's saying that China, you're just saying in general, China has their own MagnaCut, and that's what people are buying instead of CPM MagnaCut from, obviously, Crucible sold, or, they did all that bullshit. So, I don't know. I'd never heard that before. I feel like that would have been a really big topic if that had come out. Now, are you sure that that's not just the Cold Steel factory? Like, you're saying everything MagnaCut out of China is using this fake MagnaCut. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if Riot would do that. I definitely could see, like, other companies doing that, like Best Tech or, Then again, Riot was one of the companies that was telling people it was DLC when it wasn't. According to everybody over there, they were ignorant. They didn't know. They just thought DLC meant black coating. So they just called it that because that's what, us Americans or whatever asked for. They're like, yeah, it's DLC. It's like, okay. Nope. PVD. Knife Standard. Hey, Knife Standards, you're here. What do you know about this Chinese MagnaCut? Apparently, so Todd is saying that Cold Steel admitted that China is using a Chinese MagnaCut and not real MagnaCut or something. He says, sorry, why they went to Italy, they were offering a Chinese version of MagnaCut. I know they have an M390 clone. Ain't heard of MagnaCut yet, though. I didn't know they had an M390 clone either. Are you saying, like, when they make clone knives and they just put M390 on there? That doesn't mean it is M390. Still the same steel with the same makeup, just not been shipped overseas. Well, so a lot of the companies that have MagnaCut, it was sent to them. Like, all you had to, like, so basically, let's say Kubi, right? I don't even think they use MagnaCut. But when MagnaCut came out, Laren Thomas, I think, made it a thing that they weren't going to ship to China. So, like, if Kubi reached out to Crucible and was like, hey, I want to buy a big order of MagnaCut, they wouldn't do it. But that doesn't mean that Joe Schmo can't order a bunch of MagnaCut and then ship it to China for his order, and then they use it. So there's definitely a lot of MagnaCut over in China. Now, I will say, we never used it. We never wanted to use it. I didn't want to use MagnaCut until we had a knife made here, and then I wanted it to be MagnaCut. So we were supposed to have like 2 knives already made in MagnaCut, but they never came to fruition. I don't know. That's interesting. The CEO of Niagara said the same thing. What? That there's a Chinese MagnaCut. Okay. Hey, Knife Standards, you should ask, are you still using Best Tech, I think? You should ask them about the MagnaCut and say, is that MagnaCut from Crucible or is it from somewhere else? And just see what they say. I'd be curious. Hasn't there been tests done by like Love Them Knives and shit? I didn't know this was a thing. That's so interesting. Huh. Seems like that would cost a fortune shipping a shit ton of MagnaCut to China. I mean, we ship handles material. Like you're talking about enough for a couple hundred knives, 400 or 500 knives or whatever. You're not talking about like that much. And if it's like Giant Mouse or something, they can afford to buy and then ship steel. Probably still cheaper for them because then they don't have to pay for the steel from the OEM. Example, Toll House makes chocolate chip cookies too. Same recipe, different bakery. What? Whose chocolate chip cookies are you referring to? Because Toll House chocolate chip cookies taste like shit. They're not anything like other chocolate chip cookies I've had. So I don't like that reference. Yeah, you're talking about like white labeling or whatever. Or so you're saying MagnaCut is just like peanut butter now. Anybody, a ton of companies make peanut butter. But I don't think that's the way it is. I mean, it's like specific, like they would have to have the recipe, which I don't know where they would get that unless Laren Thomas like literally put it out there, which maybe he did. No such thing. Yes, we all know that China doesn't follow any of that stuff. I'm just saying, I don't know if they could re-engineer that or like, but maybe he put it all out there. I don't know. I think this conversation got out of control. Why? We're just talking about Chinese MagnaCut. Who cares? Why does that matter? I just want to know now. I want to know if that shit's true. And I'm wondering why it's not like, how come I've never heard that before? Has this been like a drama thing in the knife world that I missed? Or because I feel like a lot of you guys would give a shit about that. You'd probably be like, fuck, I don't want Chinese MagnaCut. Do you like the QSP slip joint jumping jack? I don't know. I never handled it. They did send me a couple knives, though. Also have not unboxed these. Hey, look at that, dude. How funny is that shit? This is the jumping jack. I will open it just for you, sir. That's too funny. I think I asked to check this one out. So it's got mother of pearl, right? Is that what that is? No, abalone. Definitely going off of the we make knives for traditional pocket knives theme here. It's like a faux hand satin. Oh, this is a Finch knife? Wait, I'm so fucking confused right now. So Finch licensed this knife to QSP. Okay. That's must be what happened. It's a dog bone. No, what is this? Coffin handle? Dog bone. Dog leg. I feel like I can see the edge of the material. Interesting. Yeah, action's pretty good. I don't know, something about it, like compared to the traditional pocket knives ones, it just feels just a little less refined, if that makes sense. Like I can clearly see the gapping on the back spring here. They have this stupid, what is that? They put a serial number back here? Like, why would you do that? But it is nice. I mean, it's really comfortable in the hand, that's for sure. I like that. I like the design a lot. Like the blade shape, reminds me of the, was it 1929 or whatever? One of the early Finches. It's got good walk and talk. Yours is the blue bone? Sick, dude. Yeah, it's cool. It's growing on me for sure. 14C, 28N, so decent mid-level steel or budget steel. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think I was a little harsh on it there at first. I don't know. I just feel like the inlay work and the back spring is just not quite the level I expect from them. But then again, this is probably a budget knife being 14C, so that could be part of it too. It is cool though. So those are my thoughts since you asked. And they sent me a couple fixed blades or something. Nebula. Let's take a look at it. Oh no, it's not a fixed blade. None of these are fixed. Oh no, there is a fixed blade penguin. This is cool. Now this is cool, dude. Some kind of orange bone? What's this shit, dude? 14C blade mirror, orange bone handle. Look at this. Is it the Chinese 14C? Ah, fuck, dude. You got me cracking up. Hope you didn't get the orange nebula. I did. Dude, what the fuck is this? Mirror polished 14C. That's crazy. Isn't that wild, guys? You know, because it's like in China, you know, they're like, manual labor, mirror polishing shit, doesn't matter. It's still a budget knife. Here, you get somebody to spend however long it takes to polish this fucking thing, it would cost so much money. Look at that, dude. It's a perfect mirror blade. Oh, that's cool. We got like a mirror and a mirror and a mirror thing going on here. Inception. Chinese 14C Inception. That would look sick with polished DLC. Yes, it would, sir. You are correct. This is fucking cool, though. I'm going to be honest. This is dope. It's got a, I guess you call it a, what would you call it? A sub frame lock? Reverse bolster lock? Sub frame lock, I guess. Very cool. The Matrix blade. Good detent, too. It's got this, like, weird-ass pearl button thing going on. I don't know. I got to tell you, this is different. And I think that's what makes it interesting to me. Because normally, you know, I don't give a shit about kind of budget Chinese-made knives. But I don't know how much this is. Like, if this thing's under $100, that's fucking crazy for all this shit on here. It's got to be like 150 or something. That would be $1,000 if it was made here. But it looks more like something you would get from South Africa, you know? It'd probably be like $980. Fuck. This one is a baby penguin. Ooh, this is cool. Again, I'm not a big fixed blade guy, but they got a Jack Wolf thing going on here. Interesting. Like one of the first times I've seen a Chinese company do this. Look at this. Just like a Jack Wolf. QSP, you making those, huh? I didn't think so, but they definitely like the idea, that's for sure. So here's the thing for me that I find funny. Like, it's kind of cool that it has the penguin there, but you have this, you know, decent leather, like, pocket sheath thing, right? And then these plastic fucking handles. Like, why? Why are you doing this acrylic bullshit? I've been seeing a lot of this stuff. Kaiser uses it a lot. They do, like, clutch locks with this, what is it called? Lexicon or some bullshit? It's fucking clear plastic is what it is. I don't know where that came from. It's like people liked Ultim, so they're like, oh, let's just try fucking all types of plastic. People love it. Could you guys stop buying this? That's why they do it. Because you fuckers are buying it. And then they're like, oh, they like it. Let's do more of it. And then I get it, and I'm like, this is the fucking ugliest thing ever. Like, it cheapens this so much. Like, this should be a $10 knife because it has plastic fucking handles. Like, G10, I don't care. Give me something good. Like, all right, rant over. But seriously, really hate that stuff. Lexan came from the restaurant industry. Yeah. This is what my fucking Pizza Hut cup was made out of when I was a fucking kid. Don't put it on my pocket knife. Thank you. All right. That's probably enough for tonight. I should probably go to bed. I got to work tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, appreciate you guys coming out. We'll do this again soon. I'll try to, hey, you know what's cool? We didn't get a bunch of shitheads in here. They have the vertical stream figured out or what? Do we get lucky or? I don't know. It's weird. Uh-oh, did I lose I lost a little plastic tip. It looks like something your grandma would have in her purse. That's funny. I do like the blade on this. It's a good looking blade. Good looking blade. Can I just put it in here? Like, why is it? I don't know why it wasn't in here to begin with. Was it? I don't know. I'll just drop it in there. Maybe it was. Maybe it was like this. In the plastic. All right. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for dealing with the setup to that. And I'll try to get that sorted out for the next one. But I will inevitably not figure it out and just do another live and be like, oh, it doesn't work. Fuck. So, yeah. But let me just check if I missed anything real quick on these chats. Make sure. Says Stevie. Oh, no, I got that one. He's been a member for 50 months, dude. Over 4 years. That's fucking insane. I didn't even know I had memberships 4 years ago. That's crazy. Oh, shit. Shout out to Stevie, dude. Shout out to fucking Stevie. I do need to get him on a live stream. I said I would. And I just need the live streams to work first, and then I can get people on them. But yeah, thank you guys for the support on the Saloon. If you guys have any questions or anything, Let me know a 0 return on investment. All right, I'm going to leave it right fucking there, dude. Stevie, I love you, man. All right, guys, I love all of you. I hope you have a great night. Check out that's my boy right there, Jack. That was my dog I got in high school. I had to put him down like 6 years ago or something. Fucking love that dog. It's the OG right there. Love you, Jack. All right, love you guys. Peace.